what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Join along at the back there. Hello there. I'm Tax Deductible. With me are my plucky girl assistants, Eddie and Brian. Brian, unfortunately, got caught short, so he's doing this from his toilet.
If I flush, you'll know.
It is a bit warm in there. No. Brian, we'll come straight to this to explain this bizarre thing. Brian's had a bit of a thing and gone and been productive.
Brian has
made himself
discovered
poor
that
for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Brian has discovered that due to certain viruses that are going around right now, and the work from home thing mandate that's been imposed on most of America.
Yes.
That a lot of items can be now tax deductible.
I'm tax deductible.
Including you.
Yes.
So Brian has gone out and built himself a home office.
Do you want to give a ballpark figure how much you spent? You don't have to. It is personal.
Let's go close to 3.
Oh, that's all right then. 3 euros.
No. 3 with 3.
Ooh.
3 zeros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But however, could you do us a favour and turn your camera to your right, please? Now we finally get a clear view.
Oh, look at that. Is that not lovely?
There we go. Top shelf.
Well, it's all right if you like that sort of thing, I suppose.
Going down.
Jesus Christ. Have you got Death's Head in there?
No, I don't, but I will.
I
can find one.
I've got. Oh dear, because it's from the British UK Transformers comic. That's where Death's Head came from. So
yeah, I can find that figure. He's a Marvel, little Marvel action figure over here. And I
prefer the term freelance peacekeeping agent. Yes. Dear. Right. We currently have nobody watching because I forgot to advertise it.
I advertise. Nobody looks at my page.
Oh, that's right. So I've been out all afternoon. We've been having a business lunch, believe it or not, and a genuine business lunch. We discuss business, which is how I found out I was tax deductible. Yes, where's the possibility of things? I have a new webcam. It finally arrived, and I'm in focus and crystal clear, so it sucks to be you. Quite frankly.
I want the investment.
I was wondering why my good eye was twitching. I might have to claw it out later.
Yeah. Now, I'm filling time at the moment. Tonight is
a... gonna kill me.
You get away with that. That's why I'm shocked.
No, I didn't.
Eddie.
She's just going to kill me later.
Eddie, you know Auntie's grudge list is very long. And revenge is a dish best served cold, my friend. And it is very cold in space.
She's going to kill me later.
No one can hear you scream, Brian. No one can
First
hear you
things first, let's find out if Adam Purcell is in chat. Adam, if you're in chat, would you sign in, please? I can't take the tension now. He's sitting there chuckling to himself, refusing to. That's what it is. That's
Why am I hearing Linda Barron singing now? Whenever I hear that name Purcell.
You see, this is the thing. I was going to say, if Adam was here now, I would give him the option. Do you want your bollocking from Eddie now, or would you rather wait till you come on the show? Because it is going to happen. We are going to be doing a live watch-along to Fallout. Brian, kindly show the nice ladies and gentlemen the state of your urine at the moment.
My what?
Your urine. Your pee-pee, dear.
Oh, my, this is a long
You are not a healthy bastard.
It used to be up to here. It's down to here.
Okay.
It should be down to here by the end of the show.
Oh.
Ed, maybe quicker. Maybe quicker.
We're going to have some fun.
You need all the alcohol for this, love. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Go to Jess and say, give me your alcohol. Dear. So, Brian, unfortunately, has been incredibly smug all week. You have. Face facts. You have. Admittedly, the new computer and new desk has diverted you from your smugness. However,
Yes.
a day or so back, you did make a post on Facebook in which you said you were going to be really horrible and evil in the RPG, didn't you? And
Me?
what did I say? I turned around and said, it's down to you, but I've
There
got
will be
57 years of worth of misery I can delve in to make you suffer. You said you bring it on, essentially, and I said, well, in that case, let's ask Eddie's opinion on this. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because it ties into what we're doing next week. Next Sunday's show, we're looking at the Colin Baker box set, The Last Adventure. But we're also looking at Time in the Rani, which is Brian's fault.
Totally.
So essentially, Eddie is currently playing the part of Beus, as played by Donald Pickering in the show. And you, Brian, you are essentially Icona, the young rebel, whose actions will bring trouble for Beus. You see? You see how it all works in? It's uncanny.
All I have to say is, what a revolting development.
If Bashful Benji's turning up, I will be over the moon.
Bashful Benji will be kind of turning up. Not really per se. He'll be in a cameo.
Just remember, how I
Him
react.
and
How
his
I
three-
react in game is how I'd react in real life.
Him and his three friends will be showing up in cameo.
Will he
At some
be-
point.
Is he ever loving and blue-eyed?
Not at that point in time.
Would he still be Aunt Petunia's favourite nephew?
He always is.
All right. Okay.
But your interactions with him and his three friends may be limited.
Well, that's understandable because the show's all about us, not about them.
Exactly.
They've had 3 films to prove their worth. That's all I'm saying. It's time
And one
for,
of
it's time
one
for a
of them
new
was
group.
good. One of them was good.
2 of them were good.
Which two?
The first 2. Well, forget Corman. We're not talking about Roger Corman's attempt. We're talking about the Fantastic Four, by the way, guys.
Right. Right.
The Corman film we put aside. But the first 2, they got the family dynamic spot
The Jessica
on.
first Jessica Alba one was amazing.
But they got the dynamic right. They got
Yeah,
the
they got that
between-
dynamic
for both of
perfect.
those films. They got it spot on.
I could have dealt. I don't know. Rise of the Silver Surfer just kind of.
But
fell
the
a little
story
flat.
itself fell flat. But they
Yeah, the
still
story
got
fell
the
flat.
characters right. Which is why I'm incredibly hopeful for whatever Marvel does with them.
And this third one, well, we just don't mention that.
Oh no, it was that.
What was it? It was
worse
based
than
on it was like the Avengers. It was based on the not Unlimited,
Ultimate.
alternate. The Ultimate.
Yeah, no.
Storyline.
It,
Hey,
yeah.
Sean's here.
Hi, Sean.
No worries, love. Thanks for popping in. We had 2 people. I'm sure one of the other people's one of you. There's no Adam yet. This concerns me. I will be honest. But, oh well. We'd better get on with doing things. So, what's happening then? Next Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up, we 3 are looking at the long game live reaction. It's 10:30 UK time, 5:30 Eastern. Next Sunday, yo, Revan, all right, man. Next Sunday evening, back to normal. And we are, as mentioned, we're looking at Time in the Rani and The Sixth Doctor, The Last Adventure. We do have one itty-bitty problem. Do you remember what I said we were going to do after The Prisoner had finished?
Blake 7?
Yeah. It started to be removed from YouTube.
Oh.
Now, I need to double check this. All right. Because, well, quite frankly, if it is being removed, that makes it
A little different.
very difficult for us to review. Because different people in different areas, and also the fact I refuse to allow people to spend money on this. It's not for you to spend money. However, if it is being removed from YouTube, it is sort of win-win. We just have to wait a little bit for that second win. It probably means it's coming to a streaming service somewhere like BritBox.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of, the reason they'd start cracking down on YouTube. So, though it surprises me the Prisoner's still there, considering the Prisoner's turning up on BritBox.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They'll bring it. I'll have to watch it again.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Right, we're going to try this again. Hopefully, if we reload the page.
Yep, it's back.
Hopefully. Hey! There we go. Dear Bod, I'm so sorry about that, boys and girls. We're having software issues tonight, obviously. And I was going to make a joke about Eddie not being here now, but there's no point, is there? Quite frankly, he's back, you see. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at Tells Wang Chiang in a fortnight, because Brian hasn't seen it, for which I remind everybody he managed to earn himself this marvellous picture on screen right now. Anyway, so we're looking at the Tales of Wang Chiang. We are going to address the race issue. We're not going to duck it.
Hold on a minute, that's mine.
There's more than enough unworthiness to go round.
You set the bar. I have to just see if I can keep up my end.
Sorry, I went all carry on there. Oh, that's Arthur behind me.
Hello, Arthur.
Or Splodge. Wait. Hello. Yeah. So, I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. We're going to do a big finish. Part of me quite likes the idea. You see, we can't do any Jago and Lightfoot because Andy wrote the Mahogany Murders and whatever. And it wouldn't be fair to ask him to review something he might have had a part in. It's the same with Big Finish in general. You know, there's possible employers for him. You know,
Yeah.
Let's be careful.
Yeah,
So
understood.
what we're going to do, guys, you're having an emergency podcast examination.
Oh, not another one.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Surprise!
Yeah, you're going to like this one. This one's a good one. You got 2 weeks to bone up on him. And apart from us looking at Tal Zaweng Chiang, I would like you two to interview him.
Okay.
I will be sat here smiling down upon you, the little people. And no, if you're going to be doing this for some time, and I really am hoping you will, we're going to get people on to interview. So the whole idea is to try and break away the "oh my god, we've got a guest" feeling. Yeah, they're just people, and the thing with Andy is he's very easy to. He doesn't. There's none of the star nonsense with him.
I
He's a good bloke.
guarantee that unless we get like I don't know,
Jessica Alba we're talking about.
Jessica Alba,
Joanna Lumley.
Scarlett Johansson, you know, it will be cool.
Yeah,
Alison Hannigan.
you are preverts, the pair of you. The only time I've ever been nervous about an interview, apart from when I interviewed Debbie Watling when I was a teenager, was Tom Baker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you
Yeah,
must have been
that
nervous
would be
meeting Neil
intimidating.
Baker, man.
And it was simply because, having heard how, well, I'll say it, how difficult Tom can be at times,
Yeah.
both Dave and I were tiptoeing to make sure we didn't upset him. We still got a very good interview out of him. Admittedly, yes, there were a lot of the old stories, but he was on form. He was on, he was telling them really well, and it was a wonderful day, and it really was. But that's the only time I've been nervous interviewing anyone. So I'd like you two to interview Andy. We'll talk Tal Zaweng Chiang, then you can give an interview. Because remember, like I say, he wrote the Mahogany Murders, which was a companion chronicle style thing for Jago and Lightfoot from Tal Zaweng Chiang. That has since become the full Jago and Lightfoot spin-off series. So you've got that. You've also got young Sherlock you can talk to him about. Any of his new adventures or missing adventures he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's research him. Have a little look.
Right, so you're going to be good cop while I'll be bad cop, or will we switch it about, Brian? So
Either
last
or.
week, that's the only interviews we do. Where's
Either
the
or.
blood?
This could be interesting.
Where's the body? Where did you build the body? You
Indeed.
committed a murder.
A mudder.
The
Committed
mother.
a-
You're the mother.
Right then, boys and girls, Auntie has a link for you that's going to turn up in chat round about now-ish. That, my dears, is the link to the YouTube that we are all watching for The Prisoner. Fallout, the last episode. Now, this is going to be a live reaction, simply because it is the last episode. Our live reactions are normally on Wednesdays, but this is special, so we thought we'd do this. Brian has very foolishly agreed to play a drinking game with his urine. Every time a character says I,
Aye.
Aye.
all right, you take a drink. That's all I'm
So
saying.
save it.
Yep.
You will.
Just get ready.
Okay, so folks,
Yeah.
if you're there or if you're on YouTube, I will put the link in the YouTube description. I'll give you a couple of minutes to click on it and get it lined up. We're starting from the very start of when the page loads. So I think there's an ITC logo to start off.
There is.
Don't worry
There
about
is.
that. We'll run through that as well. So we're just going from the start of whatever it is YouTube has.
000.
Yeah. Right then. I was going to ask Briggsy to ask you this, but Brian, one last time before we start, who is number one?
I still want to say the butler is number one.
Okay, right. Okay.
However-
However, the prisoner's been giving them the runaround, so
He's
yeah.
been running the town for many episodes now.
Okay. Right then, gentlemen, and people in chat or watching on YouTube, if you're ready, what I'm going to say is 3, 2, 1, go. We hit the play button when I say go. All right. Gentlemen, are you ready?
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 Chat, are you ready? Gladiators, ready? Possibly. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, what a brilliant logo. That brings back some memories.
Oh, definitely.
I've got to turn this down a little bit. I'm not worried about... Now, different opening, Brian.
This is it.
Yes.
For better or
This
worse,
is a previously
who
on.
knows? 1 week. One teeny weeny week.
A little
my
recap.
This is your only
What's
chance in the series to hear
till death do us part.
the second half of the opening theme to the
Who
prisoner.
knows?
You know it fades away when he wakes up, and then you get the title of that week's episode.
Yeah.
Come ahead, son. Let's see
In
what
this
you
one,
find
it
out what's in that
actually
novel of yours.
plays what is then to come. Because technically you only get half the music in each one. But this is the, yes, this is last week's Once Upon a Time, which we adored, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a cracker.
It was.
And they're great glasses. Can't find them anywhere. I have looked.
Oh,
Now move the right and leave the left to sleep, boy. Hit me.
like you say, a marvellous performance by Leo McKern.
Oh, man was a great actor. A great actor.
I've been watching him on Run Paul of the Bailey on Talking Pictures TV. Had some very odd
best
views,
one.
though, did Leo.
Oh, boy, you're the one for that.
Gonna be honest.
Because you're scared. Go on, kill.
Do me a lemon at some stage. Would you check out Twitch just to make sure it is actually... We're not back to that problem again.
We are still up. We're looking fine.
No, no. Yes, an idiot. No. I'll kill you. I'll die. You're dead. 12 seconds to
And Brian, actually, you look like with the way your curtains. It looks as though that you're actually in the prisoner because
I was thinking
your
that you-
earphones kind of
It's-
look.
It's not just that. All he needs is the pipe blazer.
Yeah.
Give me a blazer and I'm all ready. I'm good to go.
built-in bars. Also, self-contained.
Can I ask, were these 2 episodes directed by
Kitchen?
McGowan?
I'm not sure.
Because I genuinely believe the episode we're about to watch is his breakdown.
Oh yes, as his nervous breakdown. It was like 17 weeks full of pressure. It was more
really-
over a year producing this.
Oh, wow.
Die, six, die! Die!
13 episodes.
But I
a
mean,
break, and
why
then
is he
did 4.
dying? Is it just a case of auto-suggestion?
I think so. I think it's.
Might be.
Oh, he's got the did. You know what that means, Eddie, don't you?
It's been a murder.
That's been a mother. Ah, the supervisor with
Ooh.
his orange fetish. And
And
look,
here
there's
we go.
number 1, Brian.
There is.
We shall need the body for evidence.
Who locked the cage?
What you desire,
Number 1.
I'll take you.
That's far too easy an answer.
I'm still saying it's going to be a room with a mirror.
Okay.
My wife said the exact same thing
She
last
did.
week.
Which means your wife thinks like Brian. Start worrying, Eddie.
Run.
And here we go. Music that we're not used to. That's normally when the title sequence comes up. Sorry, the story episode comes up. Love it. Look at that. Proper. That's a credit. That's a thank you, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah. That's thanks for everything.
Does it still look like that?
It does. It's not changed. They maintain it meticulously. It's one of the best places in the world.
3
It's
guest
beautiful.
stars. You'll recognise the guest stars. No.
No, there's a documentary, Brian, which I don't know if you can get it online, and it's about the upkeep of the village, and it's amazing.
All right, here we go then.
Oh,
Remember, Brian, every time somebody says I.
It's so 60s futuristic.
It's
I mean, it's just
It's
Yeah.
futuristic, yet at the same time it's, well, barking mad.
yes,
oh yeah.
and about to go even more barking mad.
It's very retro too.
You would feel happier as yourself.
Interesting.
Oh, the mind games are still being played.
And so it begins.
I am, of course, awaiting a copyright notice on this for the Beatles being on YouTube. Now, the implication here is this is playing in the actual episode itself, which makes me think you're bonkers. Whatever organisation this is, Jesus, something very strange about them.
Oh,
Well, come.
Wow.
And suddenly we've gone Bond.
there we go. We're now in a scene from Inlet Flint, James Bond.
Dr.
One was on
Sinister.
last night. Oh yeah. Welfare, pacifists, activists. So it's a cult.
Recognise him, Brian? Recognise the
Yes.
judge?
This is trippy.
Is it? You're screwed.
It's gonna get worse.
Riven, we had a problem with this stream pausing for some reason. He's being applauded.
There's a lovely throne. It's up for number 1.
By which time, everybody watching this in 1960 was going, what the fuck?
What the hell?
What does it all mean?
A matter of democratic crisis. And we are here gathered to resolve the question of revolt. We desire that these proceedings be conducted in a civilized manner.
It's hard to commentate in this.
It is.
It's.
Remember, I watched this in German, it made more sense. And I don't speak German.
Sometimes be brought a book with a smack on
It wouldn't have made it any worse to understand.
We draw your attention to the regrettable bullet. The community is at stake, and we have the means to protect it. The assembly is now.
So the inferences that were in the bills of the village were right underneath the catacombs.
That's
It's-
what I want
And he survived
from
the
you tonight, Eddie.
tests.
Proper commentary, please.
Yeah.
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 Tell us what you think. Give us the facts.
Or a number of any kind. He has
But when you refer to this as Patrick's nervous breakdown, it pretty much was. There was rumours that there was going to be a second season, so they made 13 episodes and 4 filler episodes. This was basically, there's an element of this as being Patrick McGoon sticking up 2 fingers, which you'll get a lot from this episode as it goes on, Brian.
But you'll notice they're saying he's won. He's earned the right to be called an individual. They're
Yeah.
still playing him.
Some tedious ceremony, and perhaps you
And they do like the Grand Guignol, don't they?
is from the chair of honor.
They've played all the way through in his ego as well. If you go back to the episode where they're making him stand for public office, it's the whole thing around. There's an element that they're playing his push for power. And
Oh, he quite likes it, look.
oh yeah,
Something
you
I've
can see
noticed
in
throughout
his-
this entire show, they've never said number 6's name.
And they
no.
never will.
No.
That is a bone of contention, which we will go into afterwards. Because we need to talk about the whole thing as a whole. A whole thing as a whole.
If you think about it, all the way through, he insists that he's not a number, but he never refers to himself by his name.
Yeah.
And he starts to refer
He does
to himself
occasionally
as 6.
refer to himself as 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then that just usually brings up the question of, has he always been in the village?
Even when he thought he'd escaped, he still wouldn't give him his name. He
Actually,
used a
that's-
number.
that's a
He used his secret agent.
Number
code
1. Why I'm pointing at the screen, I don't know. Did you ever read Shattered Visage?
No.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a wonderful sequel.
And then we bring 2 back to life, so they can take away life, they can bring it back.
Key.
2 has been resurrected. if he
Very
ever
odd
was dead.
choice of incidental library music here, but
Yes. It doesn't really fit the tone of the entire series.
So the other question is exactly how much acid was Patrick McGowan dropping when he wrote all this?
I don't think it was acid. But it was certainly, stress, nervous anxiety,
Endorphins.
yeah, and probably a lot of anger at Lou Grade.
Yeah.
Enough F you. You can definitely tell he was saying a subliminal F you to
All we're
a
going to say,
lot.
all I think we should say is at the end of this, there was a outcry.
The switchboards at ITV apparently were jammed with people complaining.
And remember, this is 1960s switchboard, so it wasn't that hard to block, to be fair.
But again, if you think about it as well, 2 channels. I mean, this would have been there'd have been millions upon millions of people watching this.
When did BBC Two start?
So this was
I mean, it's
67.
yeah. The thing is, even though BBC Two may have started before then, you still needed the 625 line television to be able to watch it, and that's what the Daleks for.
Yes.
Oh, there's that strange thing again. That was an ad break, by the way.
Revolt can take many
It's
forms.
Napoleon.
And here we have 3
Oh,
specific
some more familiar faces to come.
I did tell you to watch out for them, Brian. It's not
There
little
we
Johnny
go.
Jack and all the children on his back.
for the trip, Dad. Be grateful for the opportunity of pleading your case before the assembly.
Back from the dead.
Is it the same character? That's the question. From Living in Harmony.
I think it is. I just think it is that what you got in Living in Harmony was this character, like kind of programmed to do a job. This is him back in.
Back revolting, in full
I'm
revolt.
sorry, I'm
Essential
just
state.
listening to the horrible southern accent. Oh my god.
You're going to have to do your American accent one day, Brian.
Eh.
Is that it?
It's quite good. I like it. Oh, I like your shirt, sir. And your hat. And your jacket, actually. Can I just have what he's
I
wearing?
like the jacket and the shirt, not the hat.
I've got a jacket like that, just slightly shinier. And I've wanted a top hat for a long time.
May wear flowers in its hair.
I could have worn something like that about 30, 40 pounds ago.
This is almost the 7 Ages of Man.
When the function of society is endangered, such revolts must cease. They are non-productive.
Anybody thinking about current events?
Abolished.
Portland?
Yeah.
Number 48.
Yeah, it is the same character. 48.
Definitely.
Yeah.
48. But preconditioned.
This is him. He's just here to cause as much chaos as he can. And I can see number 6 approving of this. Even if he's
loving every
probably
minute
being
of this.
6, he's probably suspicious as hell.
Yep. There's an element of him sitting in that throne and thinking, I'm playing along. He's still playing along. Because if you think about over the last 17 episodes, the kind of trippy scenarios he's been put in, he's not buying this yet.
I'm born all over.
Sir, we thank you for your kindly intervention, but fear that such familiarity is not in keeping with procedure. We must maintain the status quo.
And if you look, Brian,
Keep your
as well-
friends close, keep your enemies closer. Look who's standing right next to number 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, it would expedite matters. Very well.
Hasn't left his side.
Yeah. Hello, Charlotte. What are you doing?
Sir, it would appear that temporarily
At this point,
we may use the new
we've just
form
got
of
a big
agreement
tube with
in order
flashing
to
light
bring
on it with
proceedings to
number
various
1.
satisfaction.
Could number 1 be an artificial intelligence?
Those in favour?
Or a distraction from the butler.
Yeah.
We are obliged. Sir,
Or Captain Pike.
Don't forget your drinking
Version
game,
3.
Brian.
Hmm?
Don't forget your drinking game.
Young
man, you got a message. I just got it.
You've never been with it, I mean with us.
And again, they're not referring to 48 by his number. He's now just referred to as young man.
Light the message. Then you went and got.
Why?
Give it to me, baby.
That's it.
Give me the rest.
Give all you want, give. That's it.
That's it.
And take.
That's it.
Takes all you want.
That's it.
Take.
That's it.
Take.
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 I'm not even going to attempt to comment on this.
Yeah, I think I've just seen the first hints of Brian's brain trickling.
I'm thinking I might not have enough of this.
I did tell you to get all the alcohol.
Now you're high. Give it to me, baby. Confess.
Oh, Dad, I'm your baby, Dad. You owe your baby something, Daddy.
Confess.
I is definitely the favourite vowel of the day.
They came from you, my daddy.
Confess. Now you're hip.
Hip, Dad. Hip.
Confess.
And a hip bone.
Confess.
And a thigh bone.
Confess.
Shin bone.
Should have said
knee
bone instead of eye, shouldn't I?
Bone, all yours, Dad.
Confess. Me, boy.
Or confess. He's winning them over.
Wow.
I'm sorry, this song just reminds me of Sunday school.
Yeah. Bardtail Delight says hello. I don't. Do you know who? Do
Hang
you
on
know
a
who
second.
Bardtail?
I'm going to go straight into chat now and have a look. Hello, Bud! How are you, sweethearts? We're doing a live reaction video to The Prisoner, in case you're wondering, last episode, and it's barking mad and Brian's going to get very drunk, so stick around.
He's not even waiting for the eyes. He's not even waiting for them.
Do you blame him?
No, not at all.
And hear the word of the Lord.
The prisoner has been charged with the most serious breach of social etiquette. Total defiance of the elementary laws which sustain our community. Questioning the decisions of those we voted.
And which of these
to
laws are?
govern us. Unhealthy aspects of speech and
I find it ironic that the one for the anarchist is reading the charges.
Yep.
and the refusal
Yep.
to observe where
And his face is too big for his mask.
fund
Yep.
He's got a beard.
number.
Sir, you approve the proceedings.
I note them.
Sir, I take it you have no comment at this stage.
Aye. Said aye.
Yeah, drink.
Then the accused will be held in the place of sentence until after your inauguration. Remove him!
I love the pause between your and inauguration. And that is a difficult pose to keep, quite frankly, with those legs crossed.
Back to his cryogenic chamber.
Sorry, Trixie's having a slight problem with fleas. I've treated her, but we're waiting for it to take it.
Did I mention it? I think you'll find our next revolutionary a different kettle of fish altogether.
Ah, who's this?
So the next revolution.
You see, the more I think about it, the more I think that the powers behind the village was some Mason-like cult.
Yeah, it does come across as some sort of cult organisation.
They definitely had drugs in the water.
I have to say, I prefer him with the beard.
Yeah. He rocks the beard better.
Is he from Rhodesia? I can't remember. I say
It's
Rhodesia, it's known as Uganda nowadays, I think. Was it Uganda?
So even they've got the power of life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Even death, you can't escape them. If they want you back, they can bring you back.
Yeah, they stick your face in the Dalek plunger.
But how real is it? Can the prisoner trust that he died? It's not all part of a fantasy.
Yep.
Drink.
And that's the thing around this episode as well. And Lagoon does very little. I mean, it is the two fingers up to Lou Grade. He's sitting in a chair as all this chaos and absolute nonsense is happening all around him.
Thrown at last, eh? I knew it had to be.
I drink.
And you, my little friend, ever faithful. Come on.
Ever faithful? Yes.
Remember the prisoners, and I pointed out before, his reaction to the butler. Always slightly aggressive.
But number two's reference to their new allegiances. It's the case that the butler knows where the power resides.
Extraordinary thing happened to me on my way here.
This feels like gallows humour.
Yeah.
It has been my lot in the past to wield a not inconsiderable power. Nay, I have had the ear of statesmen, kings, and princes of many lands. Governments have been swayed, policies defined, and revolutions...
And that intense stare for Leo McKern. Partly because his left eye was a glass eye.
We didn't know, but it came out during the conversation.
Yeah, glass eye.
Sorry, old Panto joke.
Oh, no.
And I am an old Panto joke.
Not altogether by accident that one day I should be abducted and wake up here amongst you. What is deplorable?
He wasn't abducted, he was dead.
Is that I resisted for so short a time. A fine tribute.
No, I think that he was abducted, ended up in the village, and ended up becoming a number two. He sold himself out.
That's basically what he's saying. It was, and his disappointment himself was that he gave up so long. And if you go back to the episodes where he actually chimes the Big Ben, he talks about his admiration for number 6 for resisting. There's an element of admiration, the fact that
it's
managed
nice
to do
they
it. He
kept that through thing.
Yeah. You've got to look for the continuity in this episode, but it is there.
He emerged victorious. I,
Drink.
apparently,
Fair question.
Hmm.
Was it the priest? You couldn't even let me rest in peace. How was it done?
There have to be
I just
Couldn't even let
love
him
the
rest in
fact
peace.
that Leo McKern's let off the leash here.
Did you ever meet him? What's that? Did you ever meet number one? Face to face.
All the way through the series, there was a lot of ad-libbing by the actors, particularly in this episode. And
You kidding
you
me?
would think, no, no, but you think with Magoon being such the control freak that would never have been. But he let it go.
Naughty schoolbird. Schoolboy.
Yeah.
I shall give him his fare. Look me in the eye.
Aye. Thank you. Brian, you need more.
Whoever you
Oh, yeah.
I hope you've got it. Because you are going to need it.
I might have to hit pause.
You gave plenty of warning. We said you were going to be alcoholic by the end of this.
You're going to need a stomach pump, Brian. Seriously, just take care.
I'm ready.
hypnotize me no longer.
And the symbolism there. He took off his two. He's resigning.
Hasn't slammed a desk, but
All hail the great and powerful Oz.
Until my inauguration.
It's funny you should say that.
Uh-huh.
And again, for me, this is like an element of sending a message to six. These people that were trying to basically turn him, get the information. Where wants him?
okay, Schrodinger's surprise isn't actually going to happen tonight. I do apologise. That's why I called it Schrodinger's surprise. Andy was going to turn up as a surprise, you see.
Ah.
But they've only just got home.
The first, uncoordinated youth, rebelling against nothing it can define.
So the establishment?
The second,
Certainly the British establishment.
an established,
Yep.
successful, secure member of the establishment, turning upon and biting the hand that feeds him. Well, these attitudes are dangerous. They
Yep, two
contribute
dichotomies.
nothing
The
to our
rebellion of
culture
youth and
and
somebody who
ours
they view
is
as a traitor.
out.
And again, why are they doing this all in front of number 6?
Mm-hmm. What's with the show?
Oh?
And there we go back.
Oh, they sold this house.
No, I get the feeling they've got it back. They've taken it off sale. His car's there, ready for him.
Oh, his Kit Kat. Roadster. Crack car.
Fought, held fast, maintained, destroyed resistance, overcome coercion,
And saved a number two's life.
the right to be person,
Yeah.
someone or individual. We applaud his private war and concede that despite materialistic efforts, he has survived intact and secure.
Mentally, we're not so certain.
All that remains is
But again, it goes back to the fact that all the way through this, they could have done so much more to him. They didn't want to do any more to him. They didn't want to damage his brain. They wanted to convert him. They wanted to make him one of them. They wanted to recruit, not just get the information off him.
to lead us.
Ah, there it is.
Are they winning?
Yeah. He's thinking something.
Or go. In this connection, we have a prize. You will see that your home is being made.
So his choice.
Above and beyond this, we have the means for you to desert us and go anywhere.
Does he open the box?
Key to your house. Traveler's checks, 1 million. Passport.
Still
Valid for
not
anywhere.
trusting a single word.
Petty
No.
cash. You are free to go. Free to go. Anywhere.
Feel free.
Why? You have been such an example to us. Why? You have convinced us of our mistakes. Why? You are pure. You
He's
know
asking
the way,
questions
show
now.
us.
The questions a child would ask.
Your
Yeah.
revolt is
So
good
why
and
do-
honest. You are the only individual. We need you. I see. You do.
Drink.
You see all. I'm an individual. You are on your own. I fail to see. All about you is yours.
Do you have more drink alcohol you need to get?
Concede.
There is more I can get.
All right, so after on 3, 2, 1, stop, we will pause. Say when you're ready, everyone.
Ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1, pause.
To wish.
Paused.
Pause. I'll go refill. I'll be back.
So if we kind of recap where we are.
Yeah.
We're seeing a trial of youth. We're seeing a trial of somebody who was part of the establishment and revolted. And number 6 overseeing it, with the offer being made to him that he's free to go. And like you said, Siobhan, he's not buying any of it. He's been through torturous amounts of mind games, drug-induced experimentation,
Yep.
manipulation, and so far he's just sat quietly observed this, but taking it all with a pinch of salt.
Yep, very much so. It's. I badly want to put something in place of Brian's picture there. It needs more. It really
Normal
does.
services will resume shortly.
I still say he should actually just put a toilet holder with a loo roll on there, just behind him on the wall. It would
So that
amuse me.
Venetian blinds.
Okay, we obviously haven't done enough because Brian was able to physically do that quite easily.
Brian has just trained himself through long hours of alcohol abuse.
All right then. So a little break. Eddie's done a quick catch up for those of us who don't.
And I've also brought chocolate.
Those are
and
not donuts. For a start, they're spelt incorrectly.
Right,
Heathen
but they're chocolate. And they're mini.
degenerate colonist. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do is 3, 2, 1, go. And we will hit play again on go. When you're ready, gentlemen.
Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know.
I
Take the stand. Address us.
Oh, 2 eyes. Hang on.
You must. You are the greatest. Make a statement. A true statement which could only be yours, but for us.
Caught up.
Remember us.
He's
boy.
he's still playing them, Brian. Or thinks.
I
he's
know,
playing
he is. He's doing good.
They think by being as barking as they are, they're running rings round him. But you can... There's almost a hint of a plan in his mind. But there's also a hell of a lot of improvisation going on as well, especially
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
And he's just, again, he's skirting around the issue. He stopped asking who's number 1. He's just taking this all in. He's taking his travels checks, his means of escape.
He keeps asking why, but he's not asking a question.
Now he has to address them. Liver transplant on standby, Brian.
Coins, remember them?
Gulp, Brian, gulp. Put a funnel in. Just keep drinking, love. It'll make it all pass much easily.
But could you just imagine the frustration in the 1960s audience? So he's up there at a dress. Maybe we're going to
They're
get some
expecting
exposition.
all the answers
Maybe
in this. Oh shit! What have we done to him?
And as he's talking, it's just beautiful. It's just
I'm sorry, love. I'm
I'm
watching
doing it
Brian
with my
die
tips.
slowly. His body will last long. It'll be pickled.
Oh, careful, Brian. Brian, please.
Look at his face. It really, he is scared.
On behalf of us all, we thank you. And now I take it that you are prepared to meet.
So a 1960s audience are sitting there. They're expecting some sort of exposition. They're getting all the I, and thank you for your explanation. What?
Oh, familiar piece of music.
Take the money and run. Just go.
Hang on.
It's not
Let's
worth
see
it.
what the banker has to offer.
Oh, I like the reference.
Totally not worth it, dude. Just go. Run.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
So if we could rate the kind of frustration levels for the audience watching this just now, be a good solid 7 or 8.
But they're still
maybe there's-
expecting something at the end of it, a payoff.
Expecting an answer. Yeah.
And they may yet get it.
They're just teasing. They're teasing us.
Because, of course, we got Brian here who's not seen this. And probably won't remember seeing this anyway.
God willing.
I love this episode. I really do. Because of the fact
I do
it's
believe I
Barton.
have not had this much what the fuck in my head as now.
But again, that scene, that was EMI, EMI Soundstage Studios at Shepperton where they did all this. They must have spent a fortune.
Turn right for the Scaro City.
And here we go.
Orbit 48. What does orbit mean, one wonders?
Orbit 48.
Orbit 2.
Orbit 2.
And orbit empty. No number.
Orbit the individual.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And what a lovely morning it is. And there he is again. He's got free
Yep.
access everywhere,
Well-
Brian. And yet again, Six is scowling at him.
Maybe Six has his suspicions as well. The plot was true again. But there we go.
Here we go, the scene. This is what the 17 weeks have been adding up to, Brian.
Who is number 1? Number
I
6 is
recognise that
Obsession
sound
for the
effect.
last 17 episodes.
I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered.
Again,
My
the
life is my
anticipation,
own.
the build up.
I resigned!
Filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
He's playing the game, bless him. Watch.
We have number 1.
Yep.
At this point, the
Are you looking
1960s
at Discord,
audience-
by the way, Eddie?
No, I'm
Just
not on Discord.
Look at the
I'm
the face.
So,
Could be
but this, by this point, the 1960s audience's frustration levels, we said, was a solid 7 or 8. Probably up at 13, 14.
I thought the end of Battlestar Galactica was frustrating.
And there's the butler. Still.
Waiting for him.
The butler who did not give him away.
And as you'll soon see from this point on, one of Pat's fundamental principles will be broken. Let's see if he can gather it.
Somebody gets killed. Guns?
Yes.
Guns. Yeah,
Guns.
I know what's coming, so...
Guns.
But he makes a statement even with that, considering the soundtrack.
Yep.
That's a nice touch. You see, it's not just Daleks that use that.
I never knew a fire extinguisher could be such a lethal weapon.
You know.
101 uses.
Yeah. Wondering what's going to happen. Fuel injection? Inject? What?
There's an element of this as well. Remember, Magoon was one of the choices to play James Bond. It's like 2 fingers up to James Bond as well.
Pseudo back, unless it is back. He's just pushing buttons and hoping,
Oh, tell me
isn't he?
that's a missile. Yep.
Now we're on full Planet of the Apes.
That's an ICBM.
Confirm contact priority. Contact priority.
Brian? Yes, it
Oh.
is. It is that. No, I was just saying, yes, it is an ICBM, but the letter I is in that.
So I'm getting shades here of Escape from the Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd need to
And in
watch
the
that.
ape mask.
Beneath the city, beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yep. And it's the whole thing around the ape mask. It's just random kind of cultural references from the time.
And here
He's
we
thrown
go.
in it.
Here's the shootout.
And now we're on to James Bond.
And what music does Magoon choose for this slaughter? What else could it be? Love.
Yeah. You've got to think as well. Obviously, the Beatles gave permission for this to be used, and you could just see John Lennon going, "Follow your boots, go for
You can
it."
see John Lennon going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you can also see that as well, to be honest.
I signed off on this.
Well, he's certainly done something, because a certain substance has hit a certain whirling object designed to cool you. That was a studio shot.
Yes. Yeah,
I
that's
love
model
those
work.
those sort of helicopters.
Yeah, the ones commanding water.
I always remember there used to be a program called the Whirlybirds. Back in the last episode, he said it was mobile.
Yep, he certainly did. He said it was a mobile unit.
Who haven't we seen yet? Well, he's big, he's white, and there's no part in without him.
We haven't seen number 8.
We haven't seen Rover.
You haven't seen Grover?
Rover's dead. Yeah.
Well, sounds like Grover.
So here's a question. If all those people ran, do they have enough rovers to stop them?
We don't know how many rovers they have, or how they generate them, or...
It's almost
Look at all that.
the prisoner's dilemma. They all work together, even if they can't discuss it. They could escape. But
is this not just glorious? I mean, just all those helicopters and...
a very slow lorry. We've got a countdown, boys and girls.
4, 3,
I.
2, 1.
Now.
Oh, this is great.
Saturn 5, possibly? Saturn 5 footage, same footage from Revenge of the Cybermen, and that's beautifully done for its time.
That
Yeah.
is.
Look
That is
at
really
that.
nicely done.
Yeah. I mean, that's just...
It's
perfectly
barking
shot.
mad, but it's nicely done. And there's Rover.
The special effects budget, there must have been money left over, so that's... here we go.
Drink, Brian. You fool, you'll never agree to something like this again, will you?
When Auntie picks a drinking game, she picks one... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
It's a game all the family can play.
Brian,
Aye,
hats
aye,
off.
aye, aye, aye.
That was... Hats off. Seriously. That
And
was...
here's the establishment.
I just remembered I have to work tomorrow.
But again, so the village, now they're onto the motorway, it's just so trippy. They're gone, and everybody else is leaving in helicopters.
And that's
You're in
just
the
an
you're in the M6
ordinary
heading to
member
London.
of the British
You know,
establishment.
just
Nothing to do with the
driving
village.
along and seeing that, I'd be like,
Yep, like that, you mean?
yeah, exactly. I'd have to.
Lovely double take.
It was in Wales all along. Who'd have thought it?
Oh,
They must have travelled some distance. They're only 20 miles from London. Who are we dropping off right now? Ah, still Johnny Jack.
They're at A20. The village was a secret.
I think they stopped the traffic on the motorway for that.
It's a different time. It's an A road. It's not It's not motorway. It's an A road.
It's a three-lane. A three-lane?
Three lane. Yeah, you're right.
Trafalgar Square, this is Brian, just so you know. A little bit. I used to do tour guides. Bus. I was a bus tour guide. London bus tours thing. Oh, this should be funny. I've got to ask, how does his leg reach the pedals? I'm sorry, Angelo, but I do need to ask.
It's an automatic.
Now, where's number 2 off to?
Tony takes the motorcycle.
Ah. That is the Victoria Tower of the Palace of Westminster. In case you're wondering what that particular tower was called.
So could
See,
this
you learned
be
something.
given he's heading up an MP, member of House of Lords?
Civil servant?
Yeah.
Now, why is he going back? That's the question. And what about you, Six? And yet again, a stare off with the butler.
Yeah.
That's been an ongoing thing throughout this series.
Who's done nothing but help him all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see why this has been debated since 1967 as to what the actual meaning of the film follow is?
He's trying to explain it all. I'm sorry. You do have to question the prisoner's sanity at the end of this. To be fair. I mean, for a start, he'd never trust anything or anyone ever again. Basically, computer end program.
Okay.
That's the let's get out of here. Run. Just run.
Oh, there's Rose and the doctor running across there. And here we go, boys and girls.
There's his bus.
He's going to turn up in a motorway cafe where there's 2 agents from Time turning up. It's a different character and different actor. But I would love to see more with him in, if I'm honest with you.
Why are you walking in the middle of the road?
Same with that.
Get on the side.
We don't have jaywalking rules over here, love.
Yes, but he's in the middle of the street. He's going to get hit.
And then Sixie's going home.
Ha! Nice touch with the Undertaker's car.
Yep, this time leaving, not hanging about. So.
And the way the door opens.
Just
Tell
like
me
in the
that's
village.
not suspicious. And did you see the number on the front door?
Yeah.
It wasn't a number, Brian. It was the letter I. Prisoner. Leo McKern. And he... Oh, hello. I hear thunderclaps. What could that mean?
All going back to their old lives. And now they go back full circle.
And that is the end.
Wow.
Oh, goosebumps.
How
That
was
still
that,
gives me
dude?
goosebumps. Oh, I'm still listening to the theme tune. I watched this through to the end. It's just the OCD in me. That's just, it still gives me
Let it run
goosebumps
to the
every
end.
time I watch it. Oh.
What did you make of it, Brian?
So, Brian, who's number one?
Actually, I was going to ask him that. But no, feel
Yeah.
free. Yeah. Who's number one, Brian?
Who's number
Number
one?
one's an ICBM.
Has that actually been part of 6 of 1's theories? That number one was just the ICBM.
It's the missile? No.
Ah,
Not that I know.
we've got a new theory here then.
We've got a new
Yeah.
theory. Let's
New theory.
trademark Brian.
New theory. It's an ICBM. The fuck did I just watch?
Excuse me a second. Yes! I'm just imitating somebody from a couple of weeks ago.
Brian, thank you for sticking with it, and also thank you for watching that live with us and not sneaking it in early watch.
Yes, thank you.
Because-
Not a
Seriously.
problem. Yeah, that. No problem there. The fuck was going on? Oh my god. Yeah.
So,
I need a
that's why
cigar.
that TV
Because I should be stood here with a cigar going, I love it when a plan comes together.
together.
Oh.
So that explains my hats, pictures, my tattoo. I totally obsess about The Prisoner, and I've watched it countless times, and I'm still not quite sure.
There have been papers written about it, theses
Yep.
written about it. McGowan plays with people who ask him about it, or did when he was alive.
Has he actually ever just come out and say, "Nah, I was tripping balls"?
Right. See, there's a documentary. It's on Amazon called In My Mind.
Yeah,
Watch it now.
Yes,
Watch
it's
it now.
good. It should be free.
Okay.
Say it again nice and clearly for everyone watching this, please, Eddie.
In My Mind. In My Mind.
And it's on
In
Amazon.
my mind.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to double
That's
check
the
that,
one where basically he takes over the interview. Is that right?
Yeah, oh,
Yep.
he takes over. It's a documentary that's been set up for the anniversary, and it was the documentary makers were getting interviews with him, and he decided, no, I'm taking full control.
It's a documentary about a documentary, quite frankly, because back in the 80s, Channel 4 repeated all these, which is my first experience of The Prisoner.
Mine too.
I had a big argument with my sister because I wanted to watch The Prisoner, and she swore Blind Living in Harmony was a Western and nothing to do with The Prisoner. We didn't get on back then. So, okay. Your overall impression of the series, if you had to turn around and recommend it to somebody, how would you do that?
Be prepared for a head trip.
Worth
If you
watching?
If you enjoy head trips, yes.
The whole series?
Worth binging, however. If you binge this, you will end up much like I was when I first saw Neon Genesis Evangelion. I was sitting in a room, much like this, my head against the wall, and some green stuff. Probably my brains were oozing out my ears.
Shit, you didn't tell us you were faulty goods already.
I've seen Evangelion. I'm already broken.
Where's my podcasting receipt?
I'm sorry, it's after 30 days. I cannot be returned.
He's gone off. That's all I'm saying.
So did you enjoy it though, Brian?
Yes, that's the thing. That's why I want to do this for you. To show you the British culture that you've
It's a
missed
slow
out on.
burn trip, head trip. Now, if you watch this all at once, you're going to lose something in it.
Watch it. Watch it every week, a week at a time.
If you watch it like a week at a time, you're fine. A day at a time, you could still get away with it.
I'd still say a week.
If you watch it in like a 24-hour period,
no,
you're gonna have issues.
You've got to be able to step away for exercise. It's like a fine wine. You've got to digest it. You've got to think about it, and then take that to the next.
Yeah, or else you're gonna need like Thorazine or something.
Therapy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also
some definitely high dosage medication for it.
Yeah, probably the same medication that some of the participants were in when they made it.
You cannot tell me McGowan was not tripping balls on some of these.
He was strict teetotaler, strict Roman Catholic. I mean, I think Siobhan got it. He was making films. He was doing Ice Station Zebra. He was doing this. He wanted to make 7 episodes. Was forced to do 13. 13 became 17 because there was actually rumours it was going to be a second season. And if you think about last week's episode where it was we'll take you through to see number 1, that could have been a season cliffhanger. Then he was forced. It was said, right, they did 4 episodes extra. They were then put into a different orders, and that's how there's always there's even debate about the order you should view this in. There's about 6 or different viewing orders.
Yep,
it's just there's
There's
so
also
much
a
to
very, very, very strong debate about what some of the episodes are called and their plots, which explains why I got so mixed up a few weeks ago. What?
Yeah, do not forsake me, oh my darling. High noon. So
I got it wrong. I'm old.
And then you think that's the Western episode, but no, that's just. And I'm reading a book just now by Alex Cox, who did Movie Drone for BBC Two, film director, Sid and Nancy. So I'm not an Umber decoding the Prisoner, and I'm part of the way through that just now because I'm still reading up on it, and it's his take in terms of trying to. He's going through each episode at a time and laying out the plots, and I'm not at the very end of it yet. But it was like, I'm sorry, no, I totally disagree. I'm reading it and I'm enjoying it. I don't get what he's saying.
I think, as best one can, about McGowan's intentions behind this, I genuinely think he made it. Yes, he had a few points to make about individuality and establishment, etc. But I think he actually intended it to be taken how each individual person took it. It's a bit like canon. Yeah, continuity, canon. Doctor Who canon, for example. Each person's canon is their canon. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's what they enjoy. And I think that's possibly what the series... The bottom line is what do you take out of it is what you take out of it. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong.
I've never thought about it like that, but you're right, because it's the whole thing around expression individuality and the champion the individual. So each individual should take away their own little thoughts in terms of how it hangs together. That's a good fair point.
You can put it. You can send it to the unneutral.
With McGowan's philosophy there.
So yeah, next week we haven't quite finished on The Prisoner yet. Next week we're doing the Colin Baker, The Last Adventure. Box set for Big Finish. We're also looking at the next televised story after that time in the Rani. You bastard, Brian. However, gentlemen, I put a link in our chat. It's the first episode of The Prisoner remake in 2009.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's on other channels as well, yes.
Now, hopefully the whole series is on YouTube.
It is.
Right.
It was.
Is it 9 episodes? What is it?
It could be 6, I think.
So
I think
it's quite short.
It's short.
We are going to now look at that. The idea was to originally do just the first episode of that as a comparison. However, we were going to go on to Blake 7. As I may have mentioned, Blake 7 has been taken down from YouTube, and we're hoping it's going to come on BritBox in a couple of months or something like that.
I'll see if I can get a hold of it.
If you can, that would be great. There's 4 series. Okay.
It's the Prisoner remake. It's 6 episodes. 6 episodes.
Okay.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Next week, we'll look at the first episode of it. The show after that, we've got Talons of Wang Chiang and your initial podcasting examination, which I'm looking forward to, quite frankly.
I'll do my homework.
Andy Lane as a guest. I will be sat here taking the piss out of him left, right and centre. I'm warning you now. I don't think he's quite sure what he's let himself in for. Saying that, I've never interviewed him. We've been friends now for about 30 years, and I've never actually interviewed him.
This should be interesting.
I don't know if I want to, though. If that makes any sense. He's my mate. He's a really old friend, you know? I love him to bits. Do I actually want to interview him? I mean,
you leave that.
Hopefully,
you leave that in Brian and me's capable hands.
I'd love to. That will be just brilliant. All right, and Brian, you can do it sober. Oh, remember sobriety, don't you?
Jesus, do you know how long it's been since I've been sober on a weekend?
It's overrated.
But so that's what we're going to do. And like I say, we're playing it a bit fast and loose with the other thing. But having Andy on the show, he's a lovely guy, very warm, very, very talented. One of the few people I can have a very in-depth fan conversation with. And also, he can top me.
Ooh.
Not just with the references. He's. I hide. I don't know how to put this. I hide my intelligence under a cloud. Yeah, it's a lot easier to be thought of as. Start thinking Villa from Blake 7. It's a lot easier to be thought of as an idiot than it is for everybody to be looking at you because you're the smartest person in the room. Therefore, you just tootle along quite nicely, and every now and again, you give people a lovely surprise. It does get. On the other hand, it gets very frustrating because people think you're an idiot all the time and won't take you seriously. But I do have a brain. Andy is one of the few people who actually recognises that, and we've had some good conversations. You've got to ask him about his theory about the Black and White Guardians. All right? It's a wonderful theory, which you could expound upon, get into expand upon. Also, like I say, he's the author of the Young Sherlock books, which are very popular young adult books.
Any tie-ins with the film that Spielberg did? Or?
Ask him about that.
All
right, because there's stuff that I know that I can't say.
Right.
So, there's a few things I know that I can't talk about.
No, we don't want.
Now I've actually thought about it. Now it's actually occurred to me. I want to say something. I can't. Talk to him. Talk to him about anything. Talk to him about Jago and Lightfoot. Talk to him about the new adventures and the missing adventures. How quickly can you read?
Well, not bad at reading.
What would you prefer, an audio adventure of a book or the book?
Audio adventure.
Audio.
Right.
I have more time to listen to one of those.
It'll help you. I'll see if I can arrange to send it to you, if I can find them. All right. But 2 of Andy's new adventures were turned into Big Finish adaptations. Original
wonderful.
Sin, which introduced Quedge and Forrester, new companions. And what was the other one? Shit. The Case of the All-Consuming Fire by Professor Bernice Surprises Summerfield and Dr. John H. Watson.
Lovely.
Nice.
It's a Sherlock Holmes meets Doctor Who crossover.
Now you see, if we had Nick Briggs here, we could have put him on the spot.
Well, the thing is, Briggs is Sherlock Holmes for Big Finish. As a result, they got their own Sherlock Holmes, and it's a case of, damn it, let's just do all-consuming fire. We've got a Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. Damn it, let's do it. No casting needed. I'll see if I can sort those out for you, all right? Okay. We can't really review them because Andy will be here, but it'll give you a little bit more background. I still say that prose would be better than audio, but there's the amount of time that's going to be needed for you to do it. You at least have an idea about the stories. Yeah. There are times, just times, where I'm very glad that I know the new adventures inside out. Sometimes it comes in useful.
Be intrigued.
Yeah, that was a ... after that.
Yeah.
Suspicion rises.
Capaldi intensifies. So, talk.
No, just
talking.
A journey of 17 weeks. So I thoroughly enjoyed that.
That was 17 weeks of fun. Yeah.
Because any excuse to go back and rewatch something which I'm really passionate about was appreciated.
But more than that, I've appreciated Brian's reaction to it. And your patience, quite frankly, because we're trying to show you all the stuff from our childhood, this great British television. There was a reason we were known for producing the best TV in the world at one stage. I'm not so sure nowadays.
Yeah.
You got things like Netflix and HBO.
The Prisoner, Brian. Look at how Lost tried to do its Prisoner ending. You think it was finished and failed miserably. It just failed miserably.
Did I ever tell you about the ending to the American version of Life on Mars?
I've never watched it.
Seen it.
I refuse to watch it. I think it's totally pointless to have an American remake of Life on Mars.
Do you know of Life on Mars, Brian?
I know of the show, both of them. They weren't ever.
The premise is
on my viewing list.
A policeman gets severely injured and suddenly wakes up in the 1970s. And it's with all the old cop attitudes and this, that, and the other. For us, it's based on The Sweeney. Which was a very, very popular, hardcore, gritty, for its time, TV show. And amazing show. For America, I think you had Harvey Keitel playing Gene Hunt, didn't you? Again, it was well cast, and the guy wakes up in the 70s. We had 2 years of that. Then we had a spin-off show called Ashes to Ashes, which was 3 episodes where a cop from the 80s gets shot and wakes up in the 80s in London rather than Manchester, and Jean Hunt's her DCI, her Detective Chief Inspector. Now, the thing is, she is a police psychologist, and she's read Sam Tyler's reports about Jean Hunt. And so she immediately turns around and says, you're just a construction of my mind, aren't you? And for the first 3 episodes, she's trying to rationalise it like that. And at the end of the 3rd series, we get the answers we were after.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And it's not what you're expecting at all. It gets very dark. Very, very dark. Matthew Graham, one of the creators of this, spoke to the American writers for the American version of the show when they were going to wrap it up. And they basically said to him, hey, we've got this great idea how we're going to wrap it up. Oh, yes, says Matthew. How are you going to do that then? Right. It's quite simple. Sam wakes up. He's on a spaceship. They're going to Mars to see if there's any life there. And basically, they suspect if there is, it'll be microscopic, so they're going on a gene hunt. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It's basically Ashes to Ashes, the literal ending.
That's not how they finished it, though, was it? Or was it how they proposed to finish it?
I think that's how they actually finished it in the States. Which is
I'm
a
gonna
shame,
watch
because
that
it
then.
developed further on from the British TV series and did its own thing and became really good in its own right. I'm wondering if we should do Life on Mars. Yes, because it has a central mystery running through it.
Yeah.
Which means we get to ask Brian a question.
Oh, crap.
Brian, Sam Tyler.
I'm going to make you watch Farscape one of these days. You know that, right?
Okay, it's not going to happen. Okay, Sam Tyler, you can start on this before we start watching it. Is he in a coma? Is he mad? Or has he gone back in time? There you go, that's all we're saying. That's the question we're going to leave you with.
Wait, aren't those the same questions that we ask of Rick Grimes from Walking Dead?
Possibly. Or basically, where am I? Who are you? What year is this? Who's the president?
Yeah.
And there's a Doctor Who tie-in, because it's John Sims, so it's the Master. So yeah.
Oh, there's a bigger tie-in than that. What's Sam's surname?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Matthew Graham asked his daughter what Sam's surname should be, and she said Tyler. So he went, okay. And she'd named it after Rose Tyler.
Rose Tyler.
Beautiful.
And then Matthew went on and wrote Fear Her,
which
was a great story, badly made.
To watch Farscape one of these days.
All
4 seasons, just not the movies.
We've got to come up with an easier way of doing it rather than one a week, because we'll be there forever otherwise.
Yeah.
But we'll look at it, certainly, for
Siobhan, Fear Her, right? I've watched the Cowboys, the Gunslingers, and I've watched Time in the Rani. Fear Her's not that bad. It's really not.
What's not so bad, sorry?
Fear Her.
No,
Fear Her.
I think it's well written. I just don't think it's realised very well. Yeah. There's a great little story in there about an abusive father. It's just not made well enough to really matter. And I'd have to admit, I do prefer the original title, Who's Afraid of Chloe Webber? It's I like that. Do you know what? Sod it. I'll tell you what. Once we've done the new Prisoner episode 1 next week, all right, we're gonna watch Life on Mars and then Ashes to Ashes, providing Brian can get hold of the British version easily.
Are they not on BritBox?
I don't think so.
Let's go to the BritBox.
I don't think they are.
I've got Ashes to Ashes on DVD.
Well, I've got it all anyway. Failing that, we can sort something out somehow.
It is not on BritBox. Oh no! Wait, yes, it is. There it is.
I thought it might be.
Who does it star? Just ask who it
It's
stars.
only got 2 seasons.
Yep, that's correct.
All right,
we can do Life on Mars. Brilliant. Oh, I'm happy about this. It's a superb series, Brian.
It's John Sims.
You will not be disappointed by this.
Okay.
Because if you are, I'll go around your house and stamp on all your toys.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dog.
And I guarantee you're going to fall in love with Gene Hunt.
Okay.
The Jack Reagan of his day. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I'm pleased we're doing that. Which one of you suggested Ashes to Ashes? Nicely done. Yes, Shattered Visage, the prisoner. I genuinely cannot remember if it was me. I thought it was one of you two. The Prisoner, Shattered Visage, the comic book. You've not read it, Eddie?
No.
Right. I've got to try and work a way of getting a copy to you. I have a copy, and I'm happy to post it up to you. We're just going to make sure it's safe, that's all.
I do have one. I got for. Let me see. I do have a graphic novel. Let's see if it's that same one. I don't think it is.
I don't know how many.
Ashes to Ashes is on BritBox as well.
What, over here?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it.
Oh well, that makes life
Let's
easy.
see if it's up here.
This pleases Auntie.
Ashes to
No,
ashes to
not
ashes.
un-American.
Oh.
Can I just ask
Well.
if Adam Purcell is in chat yet?
No, there's nobody.
No,
I've got 4 people
no,
watching.
he's ducking us.
Okay, all right. I'll get hold of it. I'm just worried. Part of me's worried he actually did get offended because I called him a coward.
I hope not. I does realise, which is a bit of a Scottish banter. I wasn't really that angry.
Oh, talking of anger. Thanks, Eddie. Settle back, boys.
All right, here we go. Character options. Here we go. Rant alert.
This is not a rant directed at character options.
No,
This
no,
is
no.
not a rant directed at B&M, though I have a suggestion for them for the future. No. You see, of late, character options, those awfully wonderful people who do the Doctor Who dollies, and, one second. This is a tiny one, but they do the, little figures and things. Yeah, so they've been, in conjunction with a store over here called B&M, they've been producing extra sets. The main ranges are finished now, so most of it is all through B&M. And every year they'll announce a little wave of new figures or something. This weekend, another wave came out, which featured both versions of Romana, plus a young version of Sarah from Genesis of the Daleks and Revenge of the Cybermen. There was a Graham, Yaz, and... or it could have been Graham and Ryan. I can't remember what the set is, but they got a Jadoon with them. The actual figures part of it, I'm not that worried about. There's another one. The Men from Unit, you can have your own John Levine toy. And the one I was interested in, as Eddie well knows, is the War Games set, which is a slightly battered Pat Troughton figure and a new TARDIS. It's got a new light on top. They've actually they've only have 2 moulds for the TARDIS. They either have the Ardley Jones box from the 80s or the Newbury box from 1976 onwards. Or 77, I can never remember. Mask of Mandragora onwards, there we go. But they repaint them and whatever to try and make them, to suggest TARDISes of other eras. They've also obviously got their new series boxes, but we're talking classic stuff. So there's this War Games one. And Eddie, I'm very lucky, Eddie very nicely queued up outside B&M for me. What did they say to you, Eddie?
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're
love.
muted.
You're still muted.
Right, that's sorry.
That's it.
So, yeah, it opened at 9 o'clock. I was there just for them opening at 9 o'clock. And I get strange looks as to why are you queuing for us to open the shop?
Whenever I sent things to people in the post, that was a system of doing things we used to have before email. I always used to write on, "Dear Mr. Postman, this person is a Doctor Who fan. What a sad gig."
Well, there was only 4 this set. There's 4 of them left. Well, they only had 4, I think, in stock. So that was before they'd even opened the store. So they get 4 in Saturday, and that was it.
So, today, people have been going to get, buy a set, whichever, or maybe a couple of sets, because there's 2 Dalek sets as well, which look really nice. They found bare shelves. And I mean, literally bare shelves. Because the fucking eBay scalpers had gone and cleared them, to the point that some of them had even posted photographs of their car boots filled with all these ready for eBay. Currently, if you want to buy the whole lot, one of each set, it's £245 from eBay. Now, how much did you pay for that War Games set, Eddie, of 20 quid?
It was £20 and I don't know what, 9 pence. £20 and 9 pence.
So you can see the markup value on these.
Double 3 times the price. There was one guy had it on eBay for the last few weeks selling them for 40 quid and they hadn't even been released yet.
You utter fucking greedy bastards. There's really lovely, kind people out there with hardly many pennies to their name. And all they want is something nice in their life, Be a Dalek figure, a TARDIS, a Romar, or whatever. Something silly like that. And because of your greed, these people can't have that. Because you want money. You're cunts. It's that simple.
I'm just going to sign on this, but I'm going to substitute instead of Doctor Who, Transformers.
Well, it's the same. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. There are 2 new releases in America right now. Commander class Skylynx and Titan class Scorponok. Today on one of my groups, someone went to the store, bought 4 Skylynx, marked them up. He was only making $15 extra per unit. However, that would mean he got his for half price. There are people, they came out with the DeLorean as a Transformer. From Back to the Future, they made it a Transformer. It was sold out on Walmart's site by 10 o'clock and 5 seconds because of the scalpers. Now they're trying to sell it on eBay for $200 a figure.
Well, your character options one, I mean, there wasn't that many in the shelves when I was first in store. So these guys must go, and it'll be the same with your Transformers, they must be in round shops and emptying shelves, not in one, multiple stops, because in Scotland, there's a B&M Bargains up the road from me, there's one in Motherwell, there's one in Bellaston, they're everywhere. And they must have been a grand tour. So your fella that's going round filling his boot full of Doctor Who
seriously,
figures.
It's bad enough to shops. Yeah, it's bad enough to go around, buying all the stuff, but then to gloat and show pictures of shopping trolleys full of all these sets piled into his car.
Yep.
Well, you know what? B&M Bargains should be a little bit culpable because they should limit the amount you can buy.
This was the suggestion I mentioned at the start. Limit of 2 per person.
Yeah.
1 so you can keep in the box, as some people like to do, and 1 that you can take out of the box and put up on display.
Yep.
And that's all anybody needs. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you only really need the 1. I don't bother with the whole keeping them pristine business, but there are people who do. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with this.
No.
They really shouldn't.
You know why they're doing it? Because of Comic-Con. No, there's no Comic-Con this year.
No. This has been going on with the Doctor Who Blu-rays as well, which have been going out for a couple of years now, the Blu-ray box sets. They're just being bought up and then scalped. Yeah. If we want to get them... I mean, season 14... which I should have received by now. I need to check the status of that order because it got re-released, and I did buy it. And I should have received it by now. I'm a little worried that, yet again, demand has outstripped supply, because some people did not get it last time round. They had their orders returned to them.
Ooh.
Given current situation as well with COVID, maybe the supply chain's a bit fraught as well. So.
Well, I'm having to... for Series 12, before they did the re-release of Series 12, Season 12, I ended up having to go and buy the American version, which isn't the big box set with all the lovely art and everything. It's just a plastic, Blu-ray, multi-Blu-ray.
Yeah,
holder.
we suck.
You got far better artwork for the archive, the classic DVDs. You got some lovely covers compared to ours. And I have a feeling... I know I'm going to have to do this for Season 26, because I don't have that on Blu-ray. And yet again, you go looking for it, and if you find it, you're paying through the nose. And I'm probably going to have to do it for Season 14 as well. Because greed.
Yeah.
Humanity. Sometimes I wonder if I held in my hand a capsule that contained such power, the power of life and death over everything, the tiniest living organism reigning supreme, would I do it? I wonder sometimes. Makes you wonder. Do you know what? We've been going for a good hour and
45
minutes.
Wow.
That's not bad for us.
That's pretty good.
And that includes the watch along. I honestly thought all we'd do would be the watch along, and that'd be about it. Because we had nothing else to chat about.
Well.
Yeah, we've had This is good.
I'm sorry, Brian. You squeaked a little, dear.
Oh. I can't tell.
You went back to pubescence.
It's hitting my
Mr.
brain.
Taylor, it's happening again.
Oh, Jesus, I hope not.
Tough adolescence, was it, Brian? Yeah.
Yeah.
You try being trans. Oh, dear. That was a tough adolescence. Jesus. We won't say anything about...
it's starting... The 2 Long Island iced teas are hitting my brain now.
Yeah, it's the eyes are coming back.
Yeah, it's...
There was a reason for delaying the ending of this podcast.
I just have to work tomorrow.
It was just the fact I totally forgot about the Carmen Miranda number in it as well. That was superb. I totally forgot about that.
I polished it off. Oh boy!
So next Sunday, Eddie, the question we asked Brian is, do you remember last week?
Tell you what, we could have the prisoner watch along again next week because he'll never remember it. We could do it next week again.
Hey, I know a great drinking game we can do during that.
Hey, alcoholism looks good on my resume, I guess. I don't know.
Somebody said a wonderful thing. It's a case of, oh, God, this COVID situation is like Groundhog Day. How the hell did Bill Murray manage to reset things? And the answer was quite simple. He learnt to be kind and caring of others. There's your answer.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway.
Explains why we're going to close down again. Yeah.
That's because you have a moron for president.
Yes.
All right. And it's
moron in chief.
Yeah.
I prefer calling him the creeper in chief.
The creeper? That's a Scooby-Doo villain.
No. This is definitely a derogatory creeper term.
As you mean, ooh, he's creepy.
As in, if my daughter wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. Creepy.
Yeah. That's what I mean, creepy. Yeah. That is not lost in translation. Fair enough. So let's do the schedule, shall we? Oh, lovely, Mr. Tarkis. Okay, tomorrow and Tuesday, I'll be doing gaming. There'll be some Star Trek Online, possibly some Diablo 3, and possibly StarCraft 2. And 454, 555. Wednesday, it's the Doctor Who watch-along. We have reached the long game, whereupon each of us have got to try and pronounce the full name of the Jagrafess. Good luck, because I can't do it.
If you can't do it, we can.
Nope. Thursday, more game.
I'll gear up.
Friday, it's looking like I have extracurriculum activities.
Are you UFO?
I'm UFO casting again. We're doing the second half of the Sylvester McCoy World Cup. I've also suggested we squeeze in the McGann World Cup because it'll take 5 minutes.
Cup of tea.
Yeah. And then Saturday night, we have the RPG, yes?
We have the RPG. Season 2 is ready to roll.
And
Saturday, you upset Siobhan and I get the pain. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Sunday, Flash and Blade podcast, this thing. We will be looking at Time and Your Auntie. And
Time and Your Auntie.
Yep. Time and Your Auntie. Yeah, he's drunk.
Yeah.
The Sixth Doctor, The Last Adventure, as well as the first episode of the Prisoner remake from 2009. That's all we're going to be looking at on that one. Timings Wednesday night is 10:30 UK, 5:30 Eastern. Saturday is 8 UK, 3 Eastern. Sunday, 9 UK, 4 Eastern. I want to try to get Adam Purcell on next week's show. For a start, I've wanted him to come on the show for a while now. But secondly, I want to hear the spleen and the bile from Eddie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Could you do it in song for me?
I'll try and compose something.
Can you do it in dynamic pentameter?
Ooh.
I don't even know what that means.
What about haiku?
Ooh, a haiku would be good.
I will research a haiku, right? I will do a haiku for next Saturday in terms of how on earth did you make me watch that? Yes, haiku. I'm on it. Done. Haiku.
Suddenly,
With
the
bells
flashing
on her
blade.
fingers.
The flashing
It's
blade
in
is
there.
highbrow entertainment. We've got culture.
Right, so there'll be an Adam Purcell haiku for next week, whether he turns up or not.
I'll get in touch with them, hopefully. I mean, it could be they'll be recording Staggering Stories again. But hopefully we can get him to come along. And then, like I say, week after that, Andy Lane will be with us. We'll be looking at Talons of Weng Chiang. So Tom Baker won. So you'll be happy, Brian. Eddie and Brian will be interviewing Andy Lane. And that will probably run on a bit because there'll be a lot of old chat anyway. And so we won't start Ashes to Ashes to the week after. All right. So there we go. We've got a schedule. Bloody hell.
I figured out the perfect question to ask Andy.
Who are you? Why are you in this chat?
Nope. What is your most embarrassing story of Siobhan you can tell us?
Question number 1.
I think you're going to come up bare.
It's okay. I won't remember it anyway.
No, I genuinely think... I don't think Andy's been around for them. Now, there are people you could ask that about, and they can give you chapter and verse. But I don't think Andy is one of them. You can try it, though. I'd love to hear what his answer would be. You're going to ask them all, are you?
Everyone that comes on, what is your most embarrassing story of Siobhan you can tell us?
Okay, well, for Adam, I should imagine it would take him too long to think through them all to come up with a most embarrassing. So you might want to narrow it down a little bit. So we've got time to fit it in. Yeah, you don't need to ask other people. I'll happily tell you my embarrassing stories. Oh, God, yeah. I've owned them, quite frankly. Wouldn't be where I am today without embarrassing stories. Shit, I've just seen where I am today. Oh, God. Yeah. So, I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. We've been going for nearly 2 hours. I'm quite impressed with us.
I needed that. That was good.
It was a lot of fun.
That was
We've
good.
been building to it, and I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Brian. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, happy to.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Experiment, Tommy.
Hey.
And Brian's recipe for Long Island iced tea is available in CFAX page 457 for anybody want.
And could I possibly point out that if you actually do make it, you sick fucker, that is not tea. Right, and I've got a horrible feeling that Windows Media Player has... no, hang on, come on.
Oh, Brian's wearing his cool t-shirt again, I've just noticed.
I got my Batman on.
This has gone wonky. Ah, there we go. Right, let's try this. Are you ready? Say goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, boys.
Right. Can't actually see where this is now. We can hear it.
You've got to fight for what you want.
Sing along.
For all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want. To live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
One day, I'll play my version of this, my cover version. Shall we shut this off now? Ah, fuck it, let's leave it on just that bit longer. Let's wave like we're on Celebrity Squares.
Bye.